process, and you can't see me on the likeness. You can proceed with caution, give the proceeds to my...
We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Arizona Cardinals. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues,
pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down.
2 plays so far, run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on third. Gotta hope that's not a sign of things to come as they face an early second and long. Back to throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the in route. Complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he takes one down almost all the way to the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Detroit! Watch him now, Barney!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, and that leads to a tough third down call. They'll look to throw. Now he's going to go deep down the left side. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. As his guys are in for 6, and the Saints have taken the early lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games, and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be second and a couple.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave them with a third and about 3 to go. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. He'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
He gets it to Thomas. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you're probably going to have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And Thomas has it. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there at 22. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. Open space inside the 10. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. Lutz now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Benjamin's got it. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. This quarterback now, a perfect 5 of 5 since taking over. They haven't missed a beat. 1st and 10.
All right,
They'll set up a throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
That was very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. And the first play will be a field goal try. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And Lutz puts this one through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to the best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Arden Key, the ex-LSU Tiger there on the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think a Cardinal was able to gain possession, yes, so they will hold on to the ball. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Keeps himself upright. And he lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yeah,
run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Back to throw here. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And it's third down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined. But sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and they picked up a first down.
The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. The son Reddick in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. And they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Green, 39.
He'll look to throw here. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And I think the ball's out.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. David Johnson on his way. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A big run there by Johnson. 56 yards on the ground. The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. Now this time he'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back. In pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Cardinals cut into that lead. And his kick is good. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possible. Let's try and think with them here. Try to play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
3-19! 3-19! Gone!
On play action, they'll throw. Eluding the pressure right. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from the desert after this. A first down carry here for Johnson. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And now running right through it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Second and 10 now from the 27.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Flushed out right. That is caught inside the 5. That one goes for 24 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he
is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals have cut it to within a score. And he puts it through. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead. But a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee. Get on out for the half.
And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. As the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. On second down, Kamara. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of...
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This will be taken at the 10. A great return there of 22 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. This is taken at his 4. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Again, it's Johnson. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona. Flag comes in. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. And a nice run to get him past the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 8 now.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Now a leaping catch. He's got it. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. And this one also slow and developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
No. Check. Patriot. Detroit. Gun. Over.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Set. Green, 39.
Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Forced out to his left. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. A give. This is Kamara. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And they'll run it here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now back to throw. Throw left side taken in by Meredith. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup. It's still a few chain links short, it appears, with fourth down coming up. From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time continuing.
Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Dumping it off for Johnson. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They go to Johnson again. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Lucky 56.
Looking to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and it's a second down. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And his kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Saints have moved out in front. And his kick is right through. Lutz now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a 1st down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Lucky 56.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely, this defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. Back to throw. Finds his target, it's Bellamy. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. He's been quiet all afternoon. He may have just come up with a play of the day right there, though.
Obviously, it's not the volume in which you get done. It's the quality, and that was a quality catch right there.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
He's back to throw. Underneath for Johnson. And the athleticism on the spin move allows him to pick up the first before he's brought down. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Gone!
They'll look to throw. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And this is picked up by the Saints. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yeah, the opportunity squashed. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Back to throw. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down 1 is tempted to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans, though, holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, but they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. Switzer now to return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
All right, now, look at 56. 56.
Now a first throw here in overtime. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Johnson, the intended target, and it's third down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
They'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. Line of scrimmage moves from 137-yard line to the other as they come up first and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And that is incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. They'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. The loss to start out. Here's second and 11.
Gun!
2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. They'll set up a throw. Dancing to his left. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. The Saints on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
He'll drop to throw. And he finds a man on the crossing route. They convert on third with a gain of 22. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a Turkey Bowl, a Thanksgiving Day. You know, when we get together this year and the Davises and the Gardens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry. I'd stay with him.
They run it again with Kamara. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
They'll set up to throw. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. And play will be stopped here with 10 seconds remaining in overtime as they've called a timeout. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored, that's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let the team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Gotta be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickeled and dimed down the field.
So that's it. No double overtime until the playoffs rolled around, so that means this one ends in a tie.
Yeah, that's ultimately unsatisfying for both teams, the fan bases. Heck, for us.
True.
We came here to see a winner, right?
We did.
Winner and a loser. We didn't get it. We end up with a tie. Everyone walks away. A little bit cranky on this one.
Man.
Yeah,
MEH, man. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL.